Welcome to Juggernaut's Retro Reviews, and this is episode 2 of Juggernaut's Retro Reviews. And for the month of June, we are going to be reviewing every Money in the Bank installment from 2010 to 2014, because last year I reviewed 2015, so we won't be reviewing 2015. And I thought I reviewed 2014 a few years ago, which I actually do remember reviewing it, but the thing is, I think it got deleted or something. I don't remember really what happened with 2014, but so I'll have to review that again. But we're going to be reviewing from 2010 to 2014 every Money in the Bank. And 2010, it was not the best year of professional wrestling, but this show was actually not that bad, and this was the first ever Money in the Bank pay-per-view. This wasn't ever first Money in the Bank match, and during this year we had 3 Money in the Bank matches, 1 at WrestleMania and 2 here, so that was cool. And this show was kind of rocky. You tending to get that with new gimmicks that they come up with, like new pay-per-views that they come up with. Like, you don't know how long it's going to work. You don't know if it's going to be doing that for 1 year, so you just have to go with the flow there with these pay-per-views like this, because you don't know if they're going to work, and you don't know if you're going to be able to do it next year. But this was actually a pretty good show, and Money Bank has become one of my favorite pay-per-views of the year from 2011 to 2014, 2015, because I pretty much like every Money Bank pay-per-view. So yeah, let's go ahead and get started with this review, and let's quit rambling on. So, the first match that we get kicked off with is the SmackDown Money in the Bank ladder match, and, this is a chance to cash in for the World Heavyweight Championship. We had Big Show versus Kane versus Kofi Kingston versus Christian versus Matt Hardy versus Drew McIntyre versus Dolph Ziggler versus Dash and Cody Rhodes. And this was a really fun match. I really enjoyed it. It was a lot better than the Raw match, which don't really hear that much, because when the SmackDown did great matches, I'm joking, SmackDown does pretty good matches, but you never really expect them to do a lot better than Raw. But this match was really good here. You had a lot of up-and-coming stars, and you had 4 up-and-coming stars, and you had 4 veterans in this match, which some people who I thought would have won this match at the time were Drew McIntyre, Christian, and Kofi Kingston. Those are the 3 people who I thought would have won this match, and the person who I actually predicted to win the match was Drew McIntyre, because he was the chosen one at this time, and Vince McMahon's chosen one, which I thought he could have been a really good world champion. But the thing is that they dropped the ball with Drew Galloway. But yeah, Drew McIntyre. That guy does look really like Drew Galloway. I mean, yeah, same guy. But I didn't really see Big Show winning. I didn't really see Kane winning the match. Dash and Cody Rhodes and Dolph Ziggler, I didn't really see them winning, because they really haven't gone through the Intercontinental Championship at that time, so I didn't really see them winning. Matt Hardy, really get veteran in this match. Christian, really get veteran. They were kind of Christian and Matt Hardy. They were kind of feuding a little bit going into this show here, because they're saying they couldn't really win the big world title, so they were kind of feuding a little bit, saying one of them has to win. But, this was a very fun match. I really enjoyed it. I like the spot that Kofi Kingston did onto Drew McIntyre. He did a boom drop off a ladder onto the announce table. That was really cool during the match. They all tried to take out Big Show and Kane, pretty much team up against them. And they all threw ladders on top of Big Show outside the ring. Just crazy. I mean, take it easy on Big Show. I mean, he doesn't really deserve all those ladders on top of him. He also tried to climb the ladder, but the thing is, when he tried to climb, the ladder rung broke, and so he brought a special ladder that was on the Go Home show of SmackDown, and it was a big ladder. I don't know how much it weighed. It weighed a lot of pounds, though. It was really huge, and all 8 men were actually on top of the ladder at the same time, so that was a really cool spot during the match. They also tried to take out Kane during the match, and Kane was actually the winner of the Money to Bank match, which the people would shit all over that if Kane won a Money in the Bank match in this day, because people go oh, Kane needs to get one more title run, world championship run. No, he doesn't. 2010 was his last big title reign, and that he doesn't need any more title reigns as world champion. This was his last big title reign, and he was doing this whole storyline. I found Undertaker in a vegetated state and blah blah blah, but I mean, I'm happy, that Kane actually won this match, because I didn't mind him back in 2010, but This was actually a really fun match. I like the spots that happened in this match. It was just really fun, and I really enjoyed it a lot better than the Raw match, but we'll talk about that match when we get there. But the next match we had was the Divas Championship match. Alicia Fox was defending the Divas Championship against Eve. And we also had another women's match on the night, but this match was a lot better than the women's championship match, just to tell you that. Like, you wouldn't really expect, you thought the women's match would be better, but this match was actually a lot better. But the thing is, no one really cared about this match. I didn't really care about this match, and Kansas City didn't really care about this match. The crowd was just pretty much bored because they didn't really give 2 cares about the Divas at this time. And the Divas division was very, very, very weak, and it'd be like, I think it was at Night Champions. That's when they would get rid of the women's title, and because they only had like a few divas on SmackDown and a few on Raw, so they needed to combine that women's division or divas division. But I mean, this match, they tried in this match, so that's what I'll give them. So that's why it was a lot better than the women's championship match. But Alicia Fox will end up retaining her title, and like I said, it's an alright match, but like I said, no one really cared about the match. So Divas champion Alicia Fox. And then the next match we had was a Unified Tag Team Championship match. The Hart Dynasty was defending it against the Usos. And just kind of go back to that women's match. No one really cared about the match. No one really cared about the match here either. The Hart Dynasty and the Usos, they were kind of new tag teams, so that's why maybe people didn't care about this match, and they weren't really giving the Usos heat. Like, they weren't really trying to build the Usos as really big heels, and they would trade wins back and forth, so maybe that's why people didn't care about this match, because we saw the Usos win, we saw the Hart Dynasty win, and they didn't really let the Usos win at that show. What was the pay-per-view before? Fatal 4-Way, which that was a crappy pay-per-view, but which I'm so happy they got rid of that show. But, I mean, this match was alright for what it was, but the Hart Dynasty would actually retain their titles, and the tag team division wasn't the best either. Like, you had some good moments in the tag division, you had some bad moments, and this was a very bad era in the tag team division, very bad, because I don't remember much tag teams at this time. I think you had Kurt Hawkins and somebody. I don't remember who it was. Was it Beretta? I don't remember. Like, that's how much I remember about the tag team division at this time. But one thing I want the Usos to do more, I really wish they would still use the alley-oops. And I'm so happy that they weren't using super kicks in this match, because they did. I don't really like the super kicks that they use, because the super kick is way too much overdone in this era of wrestling. But like, the only people who are really allowed to do super kicks these days are like Shawn Michaels, Dolph Ziggler, Kevin Owens, the Young Bucks, and a few more other wrestlers to do the super kick. But like I said, I'm not the biggest fan. Like, a whole bunch of people use the super kick because it's way too much done, way overdone. But like I said, alright match, but once again, no one cared. And then the next match we had was the World Heavyweight Championship match. We had Rey Mysterio defending the World Heavyweight Championship against Jack Swagger. And this was probably the best match of the night and it wasn't a ladder match, but this was probably the best match of the night. And I didn't really mind. I hated Jack Swagger at this time, how he's all cocky, but I really wish they would kind of give him a push again. Like, they tried to give him a push in 2013, a random push, but that did not go anywhere. And I don't think he's ever going to get a push again. He's just going to be stuck in the mid-card division, like lower mid-carders. But this was actually a pretty good feud here. I like the story behind this was Jack Swagger, he kept locking in the ankle lock. I like the promo before. It's like they kept locking in the ankle lock and kind of injured Rey Mysterio's ankle. So he kind of sold his ankle a little bit injured, and how he's. And I like the announcers out. They were saying he can't hit his 619, and wouldn't the case be like when you do 619 that will hurt more because you have an injured ankle? Like, I would say that. Like, wouldn't you think so? I think that wouldn't hurt a lot more than having an injured ankle. But why your ankle is injured. But this was a pretty good match here. I liked it. Rey Mysterio would actually end up winning by a roll-up, so this will kind of protect Jack Swagger, but which it really wouldn't, because what the hell has Jack Swagger done lately? Nothing at all, so it really wasn't protecting him because he didn't really do much after this. But like I said, Rey Mysterio won, and then Jack Swagger, he would beat up Rey Mysterio again because he was pissed off, and then I think Kane came out. Yeah, he did come out, and then he beat up Swagger. He took him backstage, and then Kane came back out, brought his Money in the Bank briefcase, the bell rung, and chokeslam to Rey Mysterio, and your new World Heavyweight Champion, Kane. So he would do it in the same night, and that would kind of plant the seeds for Undertaker and Kane for SummerSlam. So yeah, but this was I enjoyed this match, probably, like I said, the best match of the night. And then the next match we had was a match I hated. I didn't even like it. Women's Championship match. Layla, she was with Michelle McCool, and Layla was the women's champion, and she was facing Kelly. And this is back when Layla and Michelle McCool, they kind of like split the women's title, but you never really saw that before, so I thought that was really cool. But this match was not fun at all. I mean, this was a botch fest. Kelly she didn't do good at all. I mean, Kelly, the only reason why I like her is because she's hot. That's the only reason why I like Kelly. But this match was not fun at all. And Layla would end up winning, and by helping Michelle McCool. But this match was so stupid. But the Divas Championship match was a lot better than this match. Like, this match was sucked. This was a suckfest, but yeah. And then the next match we had was the Raw Money in the Bank ladder match. This was a chance, to cash in on the WWE Champion. And participants we had in this match were Randy Orton versus John Morrison versus Evan Bourne versus Mark Henry versus Edge versus Chris Jericho versus The Miz versus Ted DiBiase. And a lot of people in this match were more established in this match. We had a lot of more veterans in this match than new people. But this match was still good nonetheless. Randy Orton, he was hella over in this match, so I didn't really think he would need to win. John Morrison, he was really doing a whole bunch of spots. He was a spot monkey during the match. Evan Bourne, spot monkey, which I don't really know what happened to his push. Like, I thought they would give him a really big push, but I don't know really what happened to his push there. Mark Henry, I mean, he did all right. I mean, he would catch people, here when they did some falls, but he didn't really do much, which I'm happy he didn't do much because he was very limited in the ring. Edge, he did some pretty good stuff in the match. Chris Jericho, very veteran. Edge and Chris Jericho, they were very well veterans in this match. The Miz, he was actually one of the persons who actually predicted to win this match. Ted DiBiase, I think it would have been right to actually kind of give him the briefcase since how he was doing this whole money gimmick. So I didn't mind that. So I thought he would have actually won. But the people who were predicting to win this match were The Miz and John Morrison and Evan Bourne because, they were some up-and-coming stars, to help build them up. But this was a fun match. But the winner of the match was The Miz. He would win when Randy Orton was on the ladder, and he was getting ready to take the briefcase out, but he pushed Orton off the ladder and ran up the ladder and grabbed the briefcase, and your Money in the Bank winner was The Miz, and he was also the United States champion at this time, so that was pretty cool seeing. This was the first time ever having the mid-card person hold the Money in the Bank also with the United States Championship, so that was really cool seeing that. And then after the match, pretty much The Miz, he got on the mic and did a promo, so that was kind of interesting to see. Pretty much saying, you guys didn't believe in me and I did it, and he says, I'm going to win the WWE Championship, and he will win it in, I think it was November. It was November Raw, and cashing on Randy Orton, so. But, like I said, this match was fun, but the SmackDown Money in the Bank was a lot better. And then, the next match was the main event. It was a steel cage for the WWE Championship, and Sheamus, he was the WWE Champion at this time. He was facing John Cena. And the pretty much storyline behind this match was to keep the Nexus out of the match. And pretty much Sheamus, he really hasn't been getting a fair job. He hasn't been doing it fairly because he won the title. He won the WWE Championship at Fatal 4-Way pretty much by when the Nexus came out, and Sheamus pretty much snuck in and stole the world title, WWE Championship, and ran off. And so Cena was telling him pretty much get the job fair done, and this match was not really fun. The crowd wasn't really into this match. They were just pretty much going through the motions, and I don't really like Cena and Sheamus matches, because, I don't know, I just don't really like Cena and Sheamus matches. I don't really like Sheamus and Orton matches. I like him, like the Sheamus versus Ziggler matches, the Sheamus versus Bryan matches. I just like those matches better because he puts on better matches with him. But like I said, I think they were just going through emotions here, and the big spot I was really waiting for was pretty much the Nexus. That was the best point out of this match here. Like I said, nothing really too special happened in the match. I wasn't into it until the Nexus came out, and they came out with, I think it was Michael Tarver came out with a pair of bolt cutters, and the referee took them away, and then they tried to take the keys from the referee, but the referee threw the keys in the crowd, which, why would you throw the keys in the crowd? Because you could hit someone. You could hit someone in the crowd. And it's kind of odd that referees, they can't stand up on their own against one person, but they can stand up against a group. Where's the continuity about that? Where is the continuity about that? But we had some people, we had some Nexus member trying to get in the cage. Gabriel, he would make it up to the top of the cage with Cena, and Gabriel fighting on top of the cage, but he got thrown in, which that was a really cool spot that Gabriel took there. We had Heath Slater trying to get in the cage, but he barely made it up top, and he got pushed off. So Cena was trying to escape, and the Nexus was trying to keep Cena from escaping, and Sheamus was escaping on the other side, but Sheamus will make it down to the floor before Cena did. And so you're still your WWE champion, Sheamus, and then he would run off with the WWE championship and run backstage because the Nexus was getting ready to chase him. But then after that, Cena, he was pretty pissed off, and he took his anger out on it was David Young and Michael Tarver. He beat him down for a little bit. He did a nice sick clothesline on Michael Tarver and threw the steel steps at Michael Tarver. And, Cena was just pissed because, the Nexus just cost him another match. And that was probably the best point of the show. Not the show, best point of the match. And then Cena took off, I think it was Michael Tarver's wristband, and he walked away, and that's how the show ended. So, this wasn't a bad show. I really enjoyed it. I didn't enjoy all of it, but it was good for what it was. This, like I said, this was only the first Money in the Bank pay-per-view that they did. So, there was trial and error on here, but there's matches that are worth seeing were the SmackDown Money in the Bank match, the Raw Money in the Bank match, the World Championship, the Steel Cage match only for the Nexus pretty much, and the rest is pretty much skippable. So, but I'll say the match I want you guys to go see would have to be the SmackDown Money in the Bank ladder match, because actually no, I'll say the World Championship. That'll be the match that I want you guys to go see. So yeah, but that was the end of my Money in the Bank 2010 review. The next review that I'll be doing is Money in the Bank 2011, which will probably be next Saturday. That's probably my next review, so stay tuned for that. Also, if this is your first time ever checking out one of my videos, please smash that subscribe button. And also go follow me on the Twitter at the TrueJSB, and Instagram at the TrueJSB, and Snapchat at the TrueJSB1. But like I said, this show really, you don't really need to check it out. If you miss watching the show, it's not really a big deal. This show wasn't the best, but like I said, if you do watch it, watch the SmackDown Money Bank Ladder match, watch the Raw World Championship, and the Steel Cage only for the Nexus. But Juggernaut rolling out here, and I guess I'll catch you guys in my next video whenever that will be. So